With over 1,000 varieties, melons do have a special place in the market. Their juicy and refreshing taste has been a favorite of many. In today's Lord Gizmo video, we will take a look at how different types of melons are harvested and processed. But before that, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. This adventure starts from the planting of melons. Did you know that to ensure a certain volume of harvest, farms don't directly plant a melon seed onto the open field? Yes, they do it inside a nursery first. This is why you see the farmers planting seedlings already with this innovative tool. When planting watermelons in the field, there's an interesting agricultural practice: the use of plastic mulch. Farmers often cover the soil with plastic film before planting. This technique serves multiple purposes. It warms the soil, speeds up the growth process, helps retain moisture, suppresses weed growth, and protects the fruit from soil-borne diseases and pests. The warmer soil under the plastic is particularly beneficial for watermelon seeds, which require a warm environment to germinate effectively. Let us take a closer look at what happens inside a seedling nursery. It all begins with choosing high-quality melon seeds. Of course, no matter how much care a farm gives, if the seeds are prone to diseases or damages, it will be very difficult to push through the harvesting season. For this reason, farmers choose seeds that are well suited for the local climate and soil conditions. This machine assists the farmers in planting these delicate seeds to these trays for the nursery. This machine is smart enough to be able to equally space out the seeds it places. It is also programmed to put fertilizer on every tray of seeds that it plants. After that, they are taken onto the area where they are allowed to grow and develop. It is important to notice that even during their growth period, from seeds to seedlings, the farmers need to monitor them closely. Each of the seedlings are checked manually, and they are complete with their needed water and nutrients. One of the farmers regularly checks their growth and sees if they are ready for transplanting. But before that, other farmers need to prepare the field first. Moving watermelon plants from the nursery to the field is a critical step in their cultivation, typically done when specific conditions are met. The optimal time is when the plants have developed 2 to 3 leaves, which usually occurs about 3 to 4 weeks after seeding in the nursery. They first need to make furrows or raised beds for optimal melon growth. As I already mentioned earlier, you can see the tractor is preparing the soil with a plastic film that acts as a mulch with all its amazing benefits. After that, they start manually planting the seedlings onto the raised beds. The distance between rows and plants varies based on factors like crop variety, soil type, and expected yields. The number of watermelons a farmer can plant per day varies widely, depending on several factors, including the planting method used, manual or mechanized, the size of the team working, and the field conditions. In manual planting, a small team might plant around 1,000 to 2,000 plants per day, assuming a steady pace and favorable weather conditions. Large-scale melon farmers often use drip irrigation systems or sprinkler networks to provide consistent moisture and nutrients throughout the growing season. They also make sure that even when the seedlings are fertilized inside the nursery, they are complete with another round of fertilizers upon transplanting. After a couple of days, these seedlings will start growing out their leaves and flowers. This is where some farmers come in by maintaining each row to make sure that there is no crowding. They also perform weed control techniques if needed to minimize competition for resources. The manual checking helps workers check even pest infestation. Regular hydration is also done through the help of this vehicle that can water multiple rows at a time. Watermelons require a considerable amount of water, especially during their peak growth period. to develop their sweet and juicy fruits. On average, watermelon plants need about 1 to 2 inches, 2.5 to 5 centimeter of water per week. However, this can vary based on soil type, weather conditions, and the plant's growth stage. When melons reach maturity, they are typically harvested by hand or with specialized machinery, depending on the farm's equipment and labor availability. After harvesting, melons may undergo additional processing steps like cleaning, grading, and packaging before being transported to market. Around 60 to 130 days, the melons start growing and maturing. Farmers will start monitoring them more often to make sure if the fruits are already ready for harvest. Certain factors like their color and even scent is checked because these indicate if the melons are already ripe or not. Melons can have a variety of looks, but ripe ones have bright colors, are plump, and give slightly when touched. It is ready as indicated by its pleasant perfume, and when you tap it, it sounds hollow. Recall that weight counts. A melon with more weight is typically worth more. Don't overlook the field spot, which is a sun-kissed indicator of ripeness. Once all of these factors are checked, the farmers start manually picking them for harvest. Although this process is aided by trucks, most of it is done by hand picking the melons. But it is important to mention that harvesting techniques totally depend on the variety of melon. Hand harvesting may be favored for some melons, such as watermelons and muskmelons, in order to guarantee quality and lower labor expenses. Ripe melons are hand-selected by skilled laborers, who then delicately twist them from the vine. Then, farmers carefully and gently pick the melons and place them on these trucks or large crates. After that, they will be transferred onto crates or boxes to prepare transportation to the facility. Upon reaching the processing facility, workers will greet the melons with quality assessment. They make sure that all the melons they receive are of high quality. Then the melons will go through this area where they will be washed with water. In some facilities, spray is used to remove any dirt, dust, or other impurities from the surface. This step is very important in making sure that the risk of bacterial contamination within that certain batch of melon is reduced. The journey of melons continues through the help of conveyor belts that pass the cleaned melons to this area. This is where the workers manually check the quality of the fruits. They make sure there are no bruises or overripe melons in the batch. The melons that do not pass the facility's standards are removed from the batch to ensure that their customers only get the best. Then, sort all of those that passed by size and quality. Each of the melons are labeled with stickers and placed in boxes. Some of these are distributed in the market, while others are processed further. Now, let us follow those that are processed further. It starts by manually loading the melons onto this machine. This is a peeler that pierces the melon to hold them into place. This is important because the mechanism of this machine includes rotating the melons to peel them easily. Then, the peeled melons are forwarded to the inspection table. The worker at this station starts looking at the meat of the melon and scrapes its insides. All of the waste is also collected to manage properly. Just like what happened in the harvesting process, different types of melons also go through different processes. This variety of melon goes through a machine that basically has the same mechanism with the first peeler. The only difference is the fact that multiple melons can be loaded at the same time, and it immediately directs the peeled melon to this table. The slicing process of this melon is done through a machine where they are cut into chunks. There are several different types of melons, including muskmelon, cassava, honeydew, cantaloupe, and watermelon. Every variety has distinct qualities of its own, including taste, texture, skin color, and size. Depending on how these melons are going to be used, different factories process them differently. For instance, certain firms would harvest melons only at specified times depending on when they mature, while others might employ conveyor belts or other specialized machinery to swiftly sort through massive volumes. Some even employ cutting-edge technology, such as high-pressure processing devices, that eliminate microorganisms without compromising nutrition or flavor. After all of these processes, the melons are packaged and prepared for a wider market distribution. And that's how a melon gets from a field drenched in sunlight to a cool treat on your table. Watermelon, a summer staple, is not just refreshing but also harbors a fascinating fact. It is both a fruit and a vegetable. Botanically, it qualifies as a fruit because it grows from a flower and contains seeds. However, it's also part of the gourd family, like cucumbers and pumpkins, making it a vegetable. What's more, every part of the watermelon is edible, including the rind and seeds. The watermelon is over 90% water, making it a hydrating choice on hot days. Did you also know that watermelons have a hidden quirk? They were once used as canteens. In ancient times, explorers and travelers would hollow out watermelons and use them to store water for long journeys. This practice leveraged the fruit's natural water content and sturdy rind. We appreciate you coming along on this wonderful journey with us. Next time you enjoy a delicious slice, don't forget to thank the hardworking farmers and processors who provide you with this delightful summertime treat. If you want to learn more about other processes, be sure to check out our video on how millions of coconuts are harvested. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can keep you posted on the new manufacturing process. Until the next video, thank you for watching.